Sports Center is brought to you by MasterCard. Every day is a chance to start something priceless.
As the cliche goes, you don't play the games on paper. You do, however, sign or trade for players on paper, literally. And still the expectations may prove disastrously wrong. Kawhi Leonard a year ago to Toronto, who thinks that's going to work? Kyrie Irving 2 years ago to Boston, the start of a new dynasty. Not exactly. Kawhi is the finals MVP, and Kyrie and the Celts are moving on. ESPN NBA writer Tim Bontemps now to answer the question, who is Kyrie Irving, besides an ex-Celtic?
Is he going to be that game-changing player?
He proved that he is no Batman. Kyrie Irving.
Who is Kyrie Irving? After 2 years as a Celtic, that question remains unanswered.
When you have a collection of individuals that we're all having one mission and one goal, I think that the teams get remembered more than the players.
A year ago, there was no team better positioned for the future than the Celtics, but that isn't the case anymore. Irving is likely leaving, and it seems Al Horford is too. As a result, Anthony Davis was never a realistic option to come via trade. And now that his time with the Celtics is drawing to a close, it will be Kyrie and his various public statements that will define his tenure in Boston. In October, Irving declared he wanted to be a Celtic for the long term.
You guys will have me back. I plan on resigning again next year.
By February, though, things were different.
Ask me July 1st. I spent the last 8 years trying to do what everybody else wanted me to do. I want to be able to control what I want to control, and I don't want anybody's
Along the way, he even patched things up with LeBron.
I apologize for being that young player that wanted to everything at his fingertips.
Fueling speculation his next home could be in Los Angeles.
Kyrie, tough shot. Uncle Drew with another one.
So where will Kyrie go? And what does he ultimately want? When he arrived in Boston, he had a vision for what that was.
It was my time to do what was best for me in terms of my intentions, and that's to be happy and be with a group of individuals that I can grow with.
Somewhere along the way, though, things changed. So where will he sign next?
Irving back to James. Oh, he throws it down.
He could reunite with LeBron in Los Angeles, playing alongside Davis there instead of Boston.
Flobs to the left for the two-hand delivery.
Irving could team up with Kevin Durant in New York or Brooklyn, or he could try something else unexpected, just like his original trade demand 2 years ago.
Irving into the lane. Left-hand layup. Around the ground.
All of those scenarios, though, will come back to the same central question. What does Kyrie Irving want? In the end, only he truly knows the answer.
Is there a new Kawhi factor breaking at this hour? The Raptors have just announced that Marc Gasol is exercising his player option for next year for $25.6 million. They got him, of course, in February from the Grizz, and he averaged 13.6 points last year. What, if anything, does this have to do with whether or not Kawhi might return? Let us ask Woj. What does this, if anything, have to do with whether or not Kawhi might return?
Really nothing, Kevin. Essentially, Marc Gasol, he knows that in the marketplace, he cannot go out and get that money back on a long-term deal. So at $26 million, he opts in. And what this does do for the Raptors is it lines them up next year. Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry, all in the last years of their deal. So if Kawhi Leonard were to leave in free agency, they can pivot next year and head into a rebuild there. If Kawhi Leonard stays, then you can move forward with all of these pieces together, and you would have a team coming back that could not only win a title again next year, but probably could contend for the conceivable future.
All right, does Bob Lee's retirement have any impact on whether or not Kawhi comes? All right, never mind. Woj, many thanks.
Thanks, Keith.
All right, gentlemen.